always said, the things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end.
Could you ever picture anyone other than Daniel Radcliffe as Harry? Like Haley Joel Osment, for example. Today, Collider is looking at some of the celebs who were almost in the Harry Potter films but didn't make the final cut.
Hello, everyone. You look dreadful, Ron.
It's hard to picture anyone but Irish actress Ivana Lynch playing the eccentric Luna Lovegood. Lynch remains a steadfast favorite amongst Potterheads across the internet for giving Luna her signature airy voice, dreamy and far-off gaze, and her bravery.
Well, there's Rowena Ravenclaw's lost diadem.
Oh, bloody hell, here we go.
But did you know that Saoirse Ronan also originally auditioned for the part? Ronan was eventually passed on for Lynch, something a then 13-year-old Saoirse Ronan was disappointed about. She tells Irish Central in an interview, "I was too young, but at the time I thought, I'd love to be in Harry Potter. I used to think they had the best job in the world." Ronan nonetheless enjoyed the films and supported the cast, saying, "I'll go see it no matter what."
I hate plays.
So do I.
How can you hate plays? It's just showing off.
Harry Potter would have undoubtedly opened big doors for Ronan, just as it did for other child stars like Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson. But Ronan was already on her way in Hollywood when she was approached by the HP team, and she has gone on to win awards for her work in Lovely Bones and Atonement at just 17 years old. Today, she is one of the most well-respected child actor turned adult actors in the game, and Ronan continues to rack up acclaim for films like Blitz or Mary Queen of Scots. That is in no small part due to Ronan's mature approach to her work. Ronan tells Irish Central, "I've never really felt like I was a child actor, just an actor who happened to be quite young," and her collaborators agree. Joe Wright, the director of Atonement, adds, "Saoirse is the most focused and dedicated actor I've ever met in my life. Still, it would have been interesting to see what nuances and idiosyncrasies Ronan would have brought to the role of Luna, a part ripe for lots of interpretation and play." Regardless, Lynch was absolutely pitch perfect, as Luna and Ronan turned into a box office darling all the same.
Well, would you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Oh, certainly, dear.
When word hit Hollywood that director Chris Columbus was casting for the first installment of the Harry Potter series The Sorcerer's Stone, actor and comedian Robin Williams immediately put in a few calls. Williams, like the rest of the world, was a massive fan of the books and wanted to be part of the films as either Hagrid or Lupin.
You're a wizard, Harry.
What really finishes a boggart is laughter.
But Williams would not even make it into the audition room. Around the time of the premiere of the first film, Williams lamented to the NY Post, "There were a couple of parts I would have wanted to play, but there was a ban on American actors."
You came from England, huh?
I did, dear. It's a wonderful country. Do you know about England?
I just know that it's an island.
Years later, casting director Janet Hershenson claimed that the Yankee ban was a pretext Columbus used with Williams to soften the sting of rejection, but that once Williams had been passed on, the rule became ironclad for all parts. Who rejects Robin Williams anyway? On speaking about the conversation with Williams with Total Film, Columbus maintains that it was very difficult for me to say, "It's all British. There's nothing I can do to the star." To this day, Columbus is sticking to his guns. But we can't be too mad. Scottish actor Robbie Coltrane brought Hagrid to life with conviction, charisma, and authenticity. It's still curious to think about what Williams would have done with the role. Williams was a genius improviser, known for adding lines and throwing in some of the best unscripted jokes of any actor, as seen in Mrs. Doubtfire or as Genie from Disney's Aladdin. Would he have dared to do the same with Rowling's words as Hagrid? Maybe that was reason enough to not cast Williams. We can only wonder.
All right, so we're not global thinkers yet, but why aren't we?
Because we're 11.
Haley Joel Osment, wonderkind actor of the 1990s and early 2000s, was a silver screen darling for years thanks to his work in The Sixth Sense, Pay It Forward, and Forrest Gump. An Oscar nominee at only 11 years old with an impressive range and piercing pathos, Osment seems like an obvious choice for the titular part of Harry Potter.
I don't want her to know
Know what?
that I'm a freak.
That is, if you discount his American accent. Legendary director Steven Spielberg was originally signed on to spearhead The Sorcerer's Stone and had already put Osment's name forward for Harry. He had even pitched turning the films into an animated series. However, Spielberg could not settle artistic differences with either J.K. Rowling, the series author, or Warner Brothers Studios, and backed out after only a few months. Chris Columbus was then brought in to direct, and the movies were sent in an entirely different direction. Osment's name was thus withdrawn under the pretense of the No Americans casting ban, and it was firmly decided that the film would be live action. Daniel Radcliffe was then tagged for the part after months of searching for Harry Potter to no avail. Columbus saw the young actor in a BBC adaptation of David Copperfield on his hotel room TV, and immediately thought he was perfect for the role. Radcliffe's parents turned the role down, however, and even a few more times afterwards out of fear that the film franchise would take over their son's life. They eventually agreed, and Radcliffe became the iconic Potter we all know and love. As for Osmond, he was famous long before Harry Potter and stayed an icon long after it. But it is fun to think about the young actor's voice in an alternative animated version of the films.
Now, Draco, play nicely.
British actor Jason Isaacs played villain Lucius Malfoy with such bone-chilling perfection that it's hard to think of the actor in any other role. Except Isaacs did not originally audition for Lucius and never even wanted to play him. Instead, the actor had been put up for the part of Gilderoy Lockhart, the vain and fraudulent professor of the Defense Against the Dark Arts.
I think my arm's broken. Not to worry, Harry. I will fix that arm of yours straight away.
But after watching his audition, Chris Columbus asked Isaacs to change gears and to instead read for Lucius, the part he would eventually get and nail. Isaacs was at first resistant. He was wary of playing another villain in a kids' movie, and as for the character of Lucius, let's just say that the actor found him hard to swallow, or as he would describe, a thoroughly unpleasant man. During a panel talk at Universal Orlando's celebration of Harry Potter, the actor revealed that there is a very recognizable racist and supremacist in Lucius Malfoy, acting out of fear and thinking that the past was a better time. And to really give Malfoy credibility, the actor also called upon other odious characters in his past for inspiration, including a drama teacher who would whisper in a high-pitched, "You'll amount to nothing, Isaacs. You will never work." Isaacs borrowed his bitter teacher's intonations for the voice of Malfoy. It's safe to say that Isaacs' professor was wrong about his former pupil's career. Isaacs has enjoyed a full career with films like Peter Pan and The Salt Path under his belt. Thanks to a few catching switcheroos, the world also got the most perfectly dark Lucius Malfoy.
Oh, brilliant! What is it?
It's a CD, Marcus.
Like Sisyphus, who pushed the rock up the hill to only watch it slide down again and again, Nosferatu star Nicholas Hoult auditioned for not one, but several roles in Harry Potter and landed none of them. Hoult had been working since the age of 6 and was already a rising star when the casting team of Harry Potter first reached out to him as a preteen. On an episode of Hot Ones Versus, Hoult spills to Lily Rose Depp all about the audition experience, saying, "I remember doing a couple of auditions, and then meeting Columbus and maybe having fake glasses for the audition. Not getting the role of Harry, and then maybe coming back and then being like, 'Will you audition for Malfoy?' I don't think I got that either." And then they were like, just gradually audition for every role in Harry Potter until they were like, "No."
Oh. Okay.
Funnily enough, Columbus is a producer on Nosferatu, the film that is further catapulting Hoult into stardom. Hoult jokes with Columbus that he is still waiting to hear back on the role before he ages out of it. Humor and talent? What's not to love? We hope to see Hoult folded in the Harry Potter universe at some other time.
In the words of Porky Pig,
Piss off, Lou.
Some of the biggest names almost made it into Harry Potter and either got passed up, rejected, or switched around. It just goes to show that even the best of us fail from time to time. Had they succeeded, who knows what the franchise would be today. But what we do know is that we can't imagine the movies any other way. Keep the magic of cinema alive, and we'll see you next time on Collider.